Now it's 6 a.m. Foggy, misty morning, clouds hanging low this morning. We're tracking more rain headed in our direction. When it could fall in your neighborhood.
And lots of breaking news overnight as well. A double shooting in Cleveland County. What neighbors say happened that led to gunfire. I-77 shut down after two crashes. What spilled on the road that had crews working until just about an hour ago. Plus, police on the scene of a shooting in West Charlotte. The latest on that investigation.
And lightning strikes a Fort Mill home not once, but twice. NBC Charlotte News at 6 a.m. starts right now.
This is WCNC, NBC Charlotte Morning News.
Good morning to you. Thank you for waking up with us. I'm Anjanette Flowers.
And I'm Ben Thompson. Let's go straight to live pictures right now. This is a view of uptown Charlotte. Believe it or not, the camera is working, folks, but this is what it looks like. You can barely see a thing because all the fog out there. Right now, there's also some heavy rain down in South Carolina, and that could move into our viewing area. Larry Sprinkle over in the First Warning Storm Center tracking that system hour by hour. Larry.
Good morning. Yeah, we do have in the Charlotte area, we have that fog, the drizzle, the mist. But yes, south of here, we do have some heavier shower activity. You can see all the way into the upstate. Showers started to move into areas from Chester County, Lancaster County, Chesterfield County in South Carolina. You can see around Mount Pisgah some showers, Jefferson just south of McCrowan over towards Chesterfield, McBee getting some showers over towards the town of Kershaw. And these are all gradually tracking off to the north. So you folks that live in the southern part of Union County, Anson, Richmond counties, you could see some showers within the next several hours. This morning, drizzle and fog right around 60 on average as far as our temperature. Noontime, mainly cloudy, upper 60s. As we head towards the afternoon today, cloudy skies, temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Could be a shower and only a stray thunderstorm. Problems on the streets this morning. Let's get the very latest on that. Here's Brooke.
And I do want to follow up on some of that breaking news from overnight on I-77. All lanes are now back open after being shut down for a couple of hours overnight. They are back open. Those two accidents happened near exit 23. The first one around 11:30 at night. Several cars were involved. Debris you can see was all over the roadway. One person was pulled out of a car there. Everyone else refused treatment. That second accident happened just a little bit later where a tractor trailer rear-ended a box truck. Oil was spilled all over the road. Crews were then called in to clean it up. The good news is traffic is flowing back to normal in that area. But we do have some other road closures to warn you about. Starting later this morning, we're going to have some closures because of the Taste of Charlotte Festival. Tryon Street between Stonewall and Trade Street is going to be shut down. That starts at 9 a.m. Then at 6:30 tonight, the cross streets are going to be closed. The good news is those cross streets will reopen for the morning commute tomorrow. 77 looks good coming out of Fort Mill. A live look out there right now. Traffic moving smoothly. And your drive times out of Fort Mill right up to speed from 160 to 485, about 8 minutes. 485 on into Uptown, about another 8-minute ride. Ben and Angie.
Also breaking overnight, a double shooting in Kings Mountain. It happened late last night over on West Gold Street. NBC Charlotte's Rachel Roller live on scene this morning. And Rachel, since the last time we spoke to you, just in the past few minutes, you have learned about an arrest in this case, right?
Ben, that's right. An arrest has been made in the double shooting at the house behind me in the 700 block of West Gold Street. Police say 36-year-old James Travis Ussery has been arrested and is being charged with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon with the intent to kill. As you can see, the intersection is no longer blocked off. Police have taken down the crime tape. Now, the video you're about to see is provided to us by Lem Lynch Photography. The suspect is currently being held at Cleveland County Law Enforcement Center under a $100,000 bond. And to catch you up to speed, if you're just now joining us, police say 2 black men came to the house and started arguing with someone that was already at the house. We're told the 2 men were shot on the porch around 10 and taken to the hospital by EMS. Their condition is unknown at this point. Now, we heard some neighbors said these men were known to cause trouble, but Chad Evans says he's been living here since January and hasn't seen any commotion.
I heard like 6 or 7 gunshots, and I walked outside and seen the police rushing up, and heard a lot of crying and everything.
And we're working to find the condition out of the 2 victims in the hospital right now. Reporting live from Kings Mountain, Rachel Roller, NBC Charlotte.
Breaking news also out of West Charlotte this morning. There's been a shooting on Taylor Avenue. Medic tells us one person was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Here's a look on your screen of where we're talking about right now. We're hearing this case is drug related. We're going to continue to make calls on this and try to find out some more information. And as soon as we get some updates, we'll bring them to you in the next hour.
A statewide silver alert is in effect this morning. Police are looking for a missing Iredell County man. Take a look at his picture. This is 71-year-old Daniel Tolliver. We're told he has dementia, was last seen in Gastonia. He may be driving a blue 2011 Chevy Silverado. So if you see him, call the Iredell County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen, 704-878-3100. Now to a developing story about the death of an infant just hours after being born at a controversial birthing center in Fort Mill. We're talking about the Carolina Community Maternity Center. It doesn't have the best history. In fact, it was shut down in 2013 after the death of 2 newborns within months of each other. NBC Charlotte's Richard Vane is live in Fort Mill, where today the medical examiner is using a rare coroner's inquest to decide if the infant's death was homicide. Richard.
Yeah, that's one of 4 choices that jury will make up today. They could choose between 4 choices. Normally there are 5 choices that this inquest could present, but suicide is not one of those choices. So that's what will happen today at this very controversial center. For just the second time in her decade as York County Coroner, Sabrina Gass will hold an inquest to determine the cause of a death. The inquest looks like a trial, complete with 6 jurors and witnesses, but it's not. It's all to examine the January death of newborn Daxton Green, the baby born at the Carolina Community Maternity Center, but died soon after at a hospital from meconium aspiration. Essentially, he suffocated. Today, the jury has 4 options.
Yes, DHEC is coming.
Natural death, accidental death, homicide, or unable to determine.
I just make the decision. I'm the only one that sees all the information. And I just felt like there's just so much information in this case that the general public needs to be aware of. This was the best way to do it.
Yeah, that is the best way to do it. The other option that they would have in an inquest would be suicide, but of course, this being a baby, that is not one of the options. This coming up in 30 minutes, we'll delve more into the fact that this community center for birthing has had some issues. We'll look at some of those issues coming up in our next half hour. But for now, we're in Fort Mill. This is Richard Vane, NBC Charlotte.
All right, Richard, still so many questions about what happened to those babies. Richard, thank you.
A Charlotte woman claims jury duty ended up costing her $12,000 in medical bills. She says she was having an asthma attack, but the court wouldn't let her leave. She even got a doctor's note, but by the time it got faxed to the courthouse, it was too late. Eventually, she had to be taken to the hospital, and now she is pursuing legal action to have that court pay her medical bills. The court is denying that claim. They say the information she's providing does not match up with their account of what exactly happened. They say she should have notified the court in advance about her medical condition.
Well, at 6:07, we have an update now to a story that tugged on the heartstrings of many of you, many pet owners. Remember Captain? After an encounter with a rabid raccoon, he didn't get a booster shot within the 5 days required under state law. Animal Control seized him and left his owner with a tough decision: pay thousands of dollars to put Captain in quarantine or have him put down. We have some good news this morning. The health department has reviewed the case and has decided Captain will only be quarantined for 10 days at a fraction of the original cost.
No charges are going to be filed against a driver who crashed into a medical clinic, trapping somebody underneath his car. You can see the aftermath in some of this video. Police say the driver was trying to park his car when he hit the gas instead of the brake. It went all the way inside the East Charlotte building. Witnesses say it happened within the blink of an eye.
I just heard like a loud bang, and then I turned back and the car was already inside, so I really don't know what happened. We're just all shocked and scared.
The person who was trapped was sent to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. 2 others were treated for minor injuries.
A recent fire at a lantern festival may not prevent Gaston County from hosting the event in the future. The fire marshal told us he would not be opposed to holding the event there again. This video from the event last month shows a cell phone tower on fire after some of the luminaries drifted into it. The fire caused an estimated $250,000 to $500,000 in damages.
Time now 6:09. You know, they say lightning never strikes twice. Well, that is not the case for a family in York County. Their home got hit Tuesday in the storms. This is the second time it's been hit in some 4 years. The bolt hit just 3 feet away where the house was hit the first time.
And they always say lightning don't strike twice in the same place, but we've had it happen.
We are happy to report to you this morning that no one was hurt in either one of those strikes.
All right, time right now, 6:09, and as we give you a live look at Beach Mountain this morning, what a beautiful shot outside. Certainly, it looks like it might even look a little better there than it does around here when we're looking at uptown Charlotte just a few minutes later.
Yeah, there's some breaks in the clouds. There's a little bit of patchy fog in the mountain valleys, but for us, down south of here, we do have some showers tracking across the Palmetto State, gradually working their way north. So we got some showers showing up right now into areas around Chester County, Lancaster, into Kershaw County, and around Jefferson, some showers there, moving it towards areas around Pageland and Chesterfield. So certainly showers south of here with kind of a cool morning. Temperatures for the most part right now are in the low 60s. We'll take a look at the 7-day forecast. Pretty nice weekend shaping up. That's all coming up in a few minutes. Right now, let's get a look at your commute this morning. Here's Brooke.
And it is a wet commute, so take it easy out there. Allow yourself some extra drive time as you head into work or school this morning. We do have some heavier traffic here. This is I-77 out near Gilead Road in Huntersville. Heavier traffic through there because of some earlier construction that's now wrapping up. So the good news is that should be done here in the next little bit. But right now we are seeing those delays if you're coming out of Cornelius, Huntersville, moving around 20 miles an hour just to the south of Sanford. So expect some delays through there. Your drive times, though, still not too bad. From I-40 to Sanford, only about 24 minutes along 77. Sanford on inbound to 85 on 77, just about 17 more minutes there. Ben and Angie, back to you.
Coming up, it spilled thousands of gallons of oil along the California coast. What investigators found at the site of the rupture.
Plus, the Duggars breaking their silence about their son's molestation confession.
Josh has done some very bad things, and he's very sorry.
Who they're now identifying as two of his victims.
Plus, the new tech teaching kids healthy habits by ditching the calorie count.